This is just a
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Welcome to Love and Entrepreneurship with,
of course, Chef Square
and Lisa the Boss Lady. Y'all, it has been a week.
Yeah.
We have been on the run this week, but I think I'm learning better because I didn't have one meltdown at all this week. And Chef Square did not have to pick me up off the floor or anything. We did a great job. And what do you think we did differently?
I think it was a little bit better communication, a little bit better planning. There wasn't a lot that was like running together. So I think it just made it for a smooth transition. We had our day ironed out from the jump and we just executed.
Absolutely. And I definitely agree with that because we had a lot of events that we had just like back to back, basically mostly on yesterday. But I thought that I had other events. And when I realized that I thought I had another event, it came up on me like really, really fast. And so I was like, okay, I need to do better planning. And so I communicated that to him and we were able to come together and get everything done and executed. And we're super excited.
Yes.
So this week we have our famously just serial entrepreneurial couple, PJ Sands and Ramal, and I'm super excited to hear from them. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves and their industries.
Hello, can you see both of us? Are we in the shop together? All right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Nice to see you, PJ. It's been a little while since I done seen you.
I know. I feel like I haven't seen y'all since 2020.
It has been 2020.
It has been a while.
Yeah, it's been since 2020.
So yes, this is my amazing husband, Ramal Smith. I'm PJ Sands. We've been married for 5 years. Does it feel like 5 years, honey?
It feels like 5 years. It feels like 5 years.
I'm about to say, you had that look like, oh, you know I'm going to tell the truth, right?
And, it's so great to be working together. We have a few businesses. Our company is called the DS3 Group, which is the parent company. And we have a few subsidiaries under that, being Lux Worldwide Travel, as well as DS3 Global Brand Strategies, where we help with business coaching, as well as DS3 Web and UX Development, which is Ramal's baby, doing lots of web design and development for our clients. And then our most recent venture, which is DS3 MoneyWorks Financial, where we are helping people find financial freedom and providing amazing solutions for business owners, creatives, and families and couples just like you two. So we are so excited. This is I would say started in 2002 on the entrepreneurial journey. So we are in year 19 and it has been very fabulous just being able to work with husband and wife and build a legacy that we want to have for our future children. Right, babe?
Right.
That's amazing. And that's a lot. How do you do it?
Well, the great thing is they say busy people make the best entrepreneurs. So it's about time management, productivity, being able to have a great slew of clients that constantly come to us for new things. And we say, sure, whatever we can do to help you. So I think Ramal keeps me balanced. Did you say you keep me balanced, hon?
Keep you balanced. You know what that.
Try to make sure we go to bed on time and we wake up on time and all of those good things to stay on schedule.
Do you find it difficult to find time to just be you by yourselves without any business? Are you able to do that?
Tell me, honey.
It's definitely challenging to find the time and find the balance, but yes, you can find it.
Do you have to schedule it? Do you have to like literally sit down and focus and say, hey, this is what we are doing for ourselves at this time?
You can, but it never works out that way. So the best way to handle it is just to come with the idea that you're going to have to be open. You're going to have to be open to PJ doing something like that. And maybe she gets a time to chill, whatever the case is. I take it over for a bit. I chill for a bit. She takes it over. And then we come in the middle and be like, okay, now we are basically exhausted. Let's take 5 minutes and do something, whatever the case is. Because really and truly, when the work compiles itself and it just piles on, you don't know when you're going to have that time. And you have to be okay saying you're going to have to give up the time that you did have planned.
Gotcha. So no planning of the time. And you know, when you're doing, you know, as many industries as you guys are doing, then I can see where it would be difficult to say, okay, let's take this time for just us and then not have anything else come into that time.
Yes, because I know PJ is an Energizer Bunny, and I know you probably have to work as hard as she has energy. So,
to say the least.
So I know that could be very, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you guys don't ever get a vacation?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, we head on vacation this weekend. We'll be doing 2 weeks in the Bahamas, doing a little bit of island hopping to Nassau, Eleuthera, and Exuma. So we do schedule that. Basically, I try to schedule a few things. Like we have our Saturday night date night that we try to at least chill and watch a movie, you know, order in, cuddle on the couch, watch all those missed episodes on demand at minimum, just to make sure we have our time. And I also feel like when you look at your calendar, you have to schedule some of the major time off. You know, Memorial Day, you're going to take that holiday off. Labor Day weekend, are you going to just make sure you clear your calendar? So when it comes to certain things, I feel like, you know, I do make sure we do a little time management. Like we have no late night appointments after 7 p.m. except for on Tuesdays and Thursdays for our clients, so that we have that other time, just some time to catch ourselves. And Ramal's an amazing cook, so I have to make sure that when he cooks an amazing meal that we sit and have dinner together.
I see you love the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So you're going to the Bahamas for 2 weeks. No business?
It depends on who calls. If one of our top tier clients calls, then obviously we can't afford to tell them no or say we're not going to work on there or put out the fire they need to put out. But for just the regulars or whatever the case is, we give them a forewarning that, hey, we're going to be away for a week, 2 weeks, whatever the case is. If your life is on the line, feel free to call. If your life is not on the line, please don't ring our phone. That's just basically how we leave.
And do they listen to that?
No, they don't, but we try it.
I was wondering if you knew something I didn't know.
But we do have to put it out there, though.
I promise I will say it like a month in advance, like, hey, I'm getting on a ship and I won't have access to internet or any of that. And when I kid you not, when I am boarding the ship is when I get 3 new business partners at the same time. And so I have to hurry and shoot them a welcome email and a checklist to check off while I'm gone. Exactly.
Which is why I brought it back to what I said initially. So you don't get into the whole let's plan something in the head, because every single time that happens is more than likely it's going to work out like that. It's going to be a situation where you're 5 minutes into your vacation and then your phone starts ringing off. So you come with the ethos that you're not going to plan. You come with open expectation of what you're going to do, because if your phone rings, you don't want it to ruin the entire day. You already knew it was a possibility, so when it does happen, it does not ruin what's to be.
we had an amazing thing that happened. We had a client who was like, okay, our site crashed. We want a new website. And we were headed off on a cruise. And literally while we got on the ship and the actual ship was sailing to harbor, we were sitting in our cabin creating a proposal for them that we wanted to make sure we pressed send before we lost Wi-Fi and data on the ocean.
Exactly.
So
Right.
I think that was probably one of the biggest times when we were sitting there and we were like, okay, we have to make a choice. We need to get this out and we're both going to just hunker down together, get it done so that we can enjoy our day and help helps. I have an assistant. I've always maintained an assistant in and out of my business. And that's been really great, especially with the pandemic and being able to delegate, do the things that you know only you can do, but delegate to the team to make sure that everything gets done and it's not all falling on one person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have learned the magic of outsourcing.
Yes, indeed.
I don't think I will ever clean my bathroom or kitchen again. And I don't think I will ever do laundry again. I think that's agreed straight across the board. Outsourcing laundry and kitchen and bathroom cleaning. That's amazing.
Yes.
And it's just because, it's so much, it's a lot, a lot going on. So I think an assistant is a great idea. I never knew you had an assistant. And
all of the stuff that PJ do.
I know. I know, but it's definitely a good idea. It's got me thinking I should have an assistant or two. So that's
and in this day and time, a lot of us have saved money working from home, right? So we're not necessarily paying for co-working space or office space like we would have. So for us, we found it very important to make sure we put that money and invest that money into more automation, automatic, sales funnels. When people go to your site, they want to see a video instead of you, or having a virtual assistant that you can even maybe have one day a week, a couple of hours, a couple of days a week to make client calls, follow up, all those things that really take up your time that you can definitely have someone else do. And I think that's been definitely helpful. You think, Ron?
That's correct.
That's definitely a great idea. I'm definitely going to take a page from your book on that one. So have you found it difficult at all where you guys are not getting any together time in and it's one or the other? I want my time. Where's my time? Give me time.
I do. You think I'm guilty of that?
I think we have all the time in the world together after this COVID-19 being quarantined together for so long. So I don't think that's necessarily an issue, but to speak to it, I would find the issue is not finding together time, but more on finding time for yourself.
Right.
When you go inside different parts of the house and you do you for a second, that when you come back, it does kind of feel fresh. It does kind of feel new. You don't feel like you want to strangle the person next to you, like the first 2 weeks of quarantine.
I've noticed that you guys have been inside. You are not going outside at all. So what does quarantine look like? What levels of quarantine are you? Am I correct in that assumption? Because I thought you guys were not just going. You're just not going outside. Period.
Rarely. I think in the very beginning, we were all kind of taping a show at that point, right when quarantine happened, and it was a bit hard. But for me, it was more about the people around us as well. My grandparents are 87 and 88. My great grandmother is 104, right? So the thing was, if we did decide we were going to take the chance to travel, we wanted to be as safe as possible that we didn't get them sick if we came into contact with them, which was kind of our number one priority. Ramal's mom actually had like a heart surgery. So we were like, okay, do we want to be in that situation where if he needs to go back to the Bahamas and see her, we've put ourselves at risk by, getting COVID. And I think it just was a decision we just decided we've worked from distance for the last, for me, for the last 20 years, for Ramal, the last 10 years. So it wasn't really hard to change our business model because we were doing a lot of virtual. All of our clients are not necessarily in person. So some things we did cut out. Up early, we did get our first vaccine. We have the second one still to get. very recently. So I think that part has been a conscious decision that we made together. It doesn't work for necessarily everybody. Some people have to have jobs and be on the front line, and God bless them that they're out. I just didn't think, I personally felt like I wanted to take the risk. And I don't think, Ramal and I decided we weren't.
Totally understandable. Guys, PJ was our co-host on Travel Talk Friday when everything shut down. And we didn't have the opportunity to stream live, during using this platform like we do with Stunner. So we had to stop Travel Talk for that reason, because the in-person location was shut down. And even when it was not, PJ was like, yeah, I ain't coming over there. and so we didn't really have the opportunity to stream like we do now. So we pretty much had to put an end to it. But I did notice that you were doing a lot of things virtually already, so I have kind of leaned in that direction as well. This is a great platform that we have with Stunner. So the virtual shows are way better and easier to us as well. So if we knew that then we definitely, would have been able to go forward, except for the time where there wasn't really much to report because nobody was doing anything. I've never stopped booking travel, but it definitely did slow down a little. It didn't slow down a lot because everybody else who was booking travel was too scared to book for other people. So it all fell on me. So I didn't see that much of a slowdown because I picked up everybody else's clients.
Well, that's a blessing. My goodness. That's congratulations on that.
Thank you. But it was, it got hectic this year. Because when everybody's like, okay, I've had enough, let's go, then they were still, of course, leaning on me. So I did have to expand my team dramatically. But I did. And, everything is fine. But some of the things that, that we changed, I still, I don't think I'll go back to doing some of the things that we did before, like going to the grocery store. I don't think I'll go back to that. I love Walmart pickup. I don't even have to do anything. It's amazing. When I did it the first time, I was like, get out of here.
What have you put on my life? Internet.
Everything. It is everything. I love how everything has adjusted. I do have a 9-to-5 job. It's not the same crappy job I had before, but I work in the medical field. Melissa does too. We both work at the same place. And we started in the office only until we could go from home. And now we're 1 week on and 1 week off, but we're training new people. So they asked me to stay home again. So I've been home for, this will be my 3rd week, just at home, instead of going, 1 week on and 1 week off. I'm just continually staying home.
Hey, and we have to go to a quick commercial, but afterwards I will actually update you on what I've been doing.
Fabulous. Can't wait to hear it, Alan.
If you're looking for healthy meal prep, family-style meals, or catering for your next event, look no further than the East Traveling Square Kitchen with Chef Square, Alan Phillips, specializing in soul food, family-style dining, and southern flavor. Chef Square can adhere to dietary needs like keto and bariatric meal prep without compromising on taste. Take advantage of weekly meal plans like the Starter Pack, 5 meals for $75 with 3 entree choices. Additional meal plans and contact-free delivery is available. Contact Chef Square of the East Traveling Square Kitchen today at 832-495-8836 and tell them Stunner Radio sent you.
All right, we're back. So me, I know the last time I talked to you, PJ, or the last time you seen me, I was working for the VA, and now I'm a full-time entrepreneur. And the pandemic actually did kind of change my mind as far as my business model. So what I ended up doing is basically a home-based web restaurant. And so I just published my website. It's easttravelingsquare.com. And it is, I have my daily menus. I have my meal prep menus, my meal plans for my meal preps. And Yes, I've been actually like really putting things into fruition, and well, we know I love to cook, and we know there is not too much that I can't cook. So yeah, I've been just kind of expanding on that. I'm launching tomorrow, and it'll be for the Houston area. I will be able to serve, and I'll be up and operational tomorrow.
Congratulations.
So yeah, we have adapted to life from home, and we've picked up more businesses as well. So I did learn some things from you.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're able to adapt. The approach we take is just a little bit different than the approach that you guys take, as far as how you balance and how you do your businesses together. Our businesses are rarely done together, but we do actually have to schedule time, like alone time, like vacation time, and we have to say, okay, no business at all, because if I start and if it's like 5 minutes, it's over. It's
That 5 minutes will turn into 5 hours. That 5 hours will almost turn into a day if I don't be like, look, stop it.
like stop. So do you ever have a time where when you're doing business and you do feel like you need that me time, and you struggle to find a balance as to how you can have the me time and the business still sustain itself, or do you guys kind of like tag team on me time?
Well, I think it depends on the client. It also depends on like the fire. You know, as Ramal mentioned, sometimes you got to put out a fire and you have to choose. But I think scheduling with regard to just getting your own rest. You know, there are days where we just clear the books, say no appointments booked, and we sit and binge watch something for like episode after episode, season after season, and just turn on Netflix or Hulu and make it happen. So I think you need that, right? Ramal is a big gamer, and one of the things we've even been doing is these. What would you call that? What's the show that where you make the choices?
The show?
The game. Was it This Is Us?
No, I can't recall that one. But the latest one that we were going through was the Resident Evil one, where you were scared every 2 seconds.
So it's cool to be able to play a game like that. The new Resident Evil, is that the name of it? And just hook it up to the TV and sit and play the game together and just chill out. I think that's the key. Is just for us is just making sure we are chilled out, or we will be burnt out.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a time slot that we're saying, okay, we're going to hard press this 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock or whatever the case is. But we are going to say one day or this week we're going to sit down and do something fun, regardless of what it is, even if it's just playing a board game.
Gotcha.
Just do something.
So do you have any new ventures that you are about to debut or thinking about?
What, me or me?
Well, we have two things that are on the horizons. A lot of my clients have definitely been asking about how I'm going to be expanding the business coaching side. We do a lot of work with our clients, basically guiding them from, I think I want to have a business, to full on helping them run the business. So we're going to be rolling out some new business coaching programs and that really incorporate how to change your money mindset, because so many entrepreneurs, the reason that their businesses fail is just improper financial planning. So you're going to be definitely seeing, we're encouraging people to join our Facebook group where we are going to be reaching out to have couples, families, and entrepreneurs join so that they can really get some amazing nuggets. And we have a 21-day challenge coming up where people should just hunker down, make sure your business is formed properly, and make sure you're establishing an amazing foundation. So that's going to be something that all of your viewers could definitely pay attention to and chime in so that they can really grow their businesses.
Absolutely. That is amazing. I'm super excited for that. And when is that rolling out?
That is supposed to be rolling out for June 1.
Okay. Okay. Amazing. 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 It's like a lot of businesses have been born during COVID. And it's very, very important that we get this development out there for them, to get those skills sharpened, get so that the business that you took a chance on, right, that you don't, it doesn't fail, that you don't, waste your opportunity. So that's super, super important. I'm very excited for that. I have something similar that I'm doing. In September, we have the Boss Up Boot Camp, and it's September the 18th, and it is a business workshop. I have 3 guest speakers, and they are amazing speakers, and myself, and we're going to be basically teaching the business owners the skills, the social media discipline, confidence, all of those things. And we're also having a vendor show, so definitely something you should check out. And I'm definitely going to check out your 21-day program. Does that go step by step? Are you like telling them step by step, okay, this is what you should do first, this is what you should do next?
Yep, everything from how much you should save to start your business, setting up your emergency fund, what type of structure might be best for you, whether it's an LLC or, a DBA, or depending on what you have going on, as well as how to get your social media and web up so that you can start actually tracking your leads and prospects to convert them into clients. So that's kind of like number one. That's going to be our priority for Ramal's birthday. He's a June 2nd baby, so we're going to be putting that out there. And then our next big venture is we're going back in person for our conferences this year. So we will be at NABHOOD, which is the National Association for Black Hotel Owners, Operators, and Developers. I'm actually going to be one of the speakers at the follow-up conference to that, which is the International Multicultural and Heritage Tourism Summit. That's going to be happening in Miami, September 25th. Actually, October 2nd to the 8th. Oh, got my dates crazy. October 2nd to the 8th. So it's a great opportunity. We definitely, have been encouraging people to own, develop, and invest in hotels. I don't know if anybody's been, watching my timeline, but I have quite a few young women and men of color who have been investing in hotels during this pandemic. One of our dear friends is actually one of the youngest African-American women to own a hotel in the Hilton brand space. So that's what we have really been nurturing, and we're definitely going to be speaking to not only people about those opportunities, whether you have, you're a chef, you have furniture business, you have paper towels and toilet paper, and there are people who do hot sauce, those types of things, wines. You can get those types of products in a local hotel for distribution and end up having it distributed across the nation. So it's just about how big you can think and how big you can visualize where you want to go.
Amazing. Amazing. We definitely will be on the lookout for that. Ramal, anything new for you?
UX is basically, DS3 UX is basically going into securities, but other than that, no. I'm too busy with what PJ got going on and supporting what she has going on. My previous clients, I am spread thin.
So are you guys excited to be in person?
Are you excited? I am. I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. I think I've gone to a few events. We've had some clients do some events over the last few weeks. And I guess people are a little too close for comfort for me. I've kind of got the heebie-jeebies. So one of the conferences that I went to, there was over 1,200 people at the conference, and they did a very good job taking temperatures and making sure people uploaded their vaccines and keeping masks on, etc. But you definitely still want to be safe. It is something that is not gone. There's a lot of people that have gotten shot number 1 but not shot number 2, and depending on what's going on, there's still a percentage of a chance that you can get something. So I'm definitely a big fan of being safe. and making sure people are observing the local protocols. Because, when you travel, there's a lot of destinations right now that have a lot of, still curfews going on. They're very big on quarantining. And if you do get a positive test to come back, you got 14 days that you got to quarantine in that destination. So that is definitely something from the travel side that you can't be too careful.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know that when I'm booking travel, I'm paying attention to all the advisories, and I'm making my business to even go further than the advisory that's listed on the itinerary from the supplier, but going to the actual embassy page so that I can see, exactly what the warnings are for. Because a lot of people think that these warnings that we're getting are COVID, but it's not just COVID; it's crime as well. And so, I'm just paying big attention to that. I do think that I have been a lot more cautious than I have ever been in my life. But I never stopped being completely in person. Of course, I had a job that I was in person for. We do socially distance very well. And I did go out and do, to certain events, but social distancing was a big thing. And I'm kind of like you, where I don't like people very close to me. I don't now. It's just like, especially now, I'm a very social person, but now I can, feel myself like, oh, you're standing too close, and like inching away, and then they still move closer, and I'm like, I'm moving away from you. Stop it. And
they're like, hey.
I don't want to say, can you move? But yeah, I definitely am more cautious. I'm not afraid of it like I was, as I've seen it happen to people. My daughter had it, my son had it, and I still never had it. And my other daughter still never had it. But what happened with them, they were more annoyed than anything else, because it was no taste. And my daughter, she just had no taste, and that's it, like nothing else. And my son, he thought he had a sinus infection, and he's still saying, I had a sinus infection. It wasn't COVID. I had dude, you had COVID. So that was only, the only thing that they had that bothered them. But I've seen, other people that I know that maybe had asthma, or maybe had, other underlying conditions that it did affect them pretty hard. So it's not something that I take lightly, but I definitely am not afraid of it anymore. And I am concerned. I'm concerned about the vaccine situation. Not concerned about people getting it or whatever, but I'm concerned that some people that are getting it are thinking that makes them safe. And if you're getting it and you're just not going to mask up and you're going to keep doing what you're doing, then it's kind of like creating the same problem all over again. Like, oh, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. Why? They can still get it. They can still spread it. Why? What do you mean? And so I think that it causes a false sense of security for some people, and they just go out there and go all willy-nilly, and it's going to make us have a spike again.
I agree. I mean, I know we have several people that we know that actually passed away from COVID over the last 2 years. I know people, coworkers, colleagues that have gotten the vaccine and subsequently got COVID, because there is a period of time after you get the vaccine that you can still contract it, and it's not 100%, right? Nothing is 100%. So I think that's one of the things I'm definitely a big advocate of. Anytime anyone asks, I definitely try to remind that, we still need to be practicing safe behaviors. I do, technology is a big deal. And even in money in DS3 Money Works, one of the things that we provide is health coverage. So we help a lot of under 65 get health, dental, vision. We help a lot of over 65 get Medicare options. And those types of plans. And a lot of those people those want to be face-to-face. They want to see someone they can trust, they can call on. So I have done those types of face-to-face appointments over the last 2 years. But our office is definitely very safe with regard to, we have the shields up. You get your temperature taken when you come into the office. There's sanitizer everywhere. So, from those perspectives, you want to be able to service people and see people in a safe environment, but you do want to also promote. One of the biggest gifts we give out when we do anything is we give mask and sanitizer kits to our leads and our prospects when we meet them.
Absolutely. So it's in regards to travel, you guys are good to travel. You don't have any concerns or anything like that.
Do you have any concerns?
I definitely have concerns. Like, that goes without saying, but am I going to let it not? After taking the vaccine or whatever the case is, am I going to not see my mom for another 2 years in the Bahamas? Am I going to let anything happen within that time frame? Am I going to regret it? Probably. So that's why I'm taking the chance. But yes, I do have a lot of concerns.
So going to the Bahamas, it doesn't seem like that is more of a high risk place. It seems like they're pretty strict with protocols and making sure that nothing is getting spread there. As coming from here to going to there, does that make you concerned?
Not really.
Well, no, because you guys are inside, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And tourism is everybody's business when it comes to these Caribbean countries and destinations that 80%, 90% of the revenue to the country is based on that. So when you have destinations that are at the forefront of trying to keep it safe, the Arubas, the Costa Ricas, the Jamaica, St. Martin, those types of places that are really trying to ensure that people are aware of what they need to do in order to arrive. People are being prosecuted for uploading fake documents, because people are like trying to fake their COVID test just so they can take a vacation. Like things like that. I'm like, what are people thinking?
Yes.
Right. But they have to be safe, because if they don't keep an environment that people do feel safe and going, that's another year with no tourism.
Right.
So can you really afford? So I guess as the travel agent and me with Lux Worldwide, we try to push our clients to those types of destinations that are focused. Even Hawaii. Hawaii has really been great. You can't even island hop without downloading their app, and they're tracking you everywhere you go and your results while you're there. So I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do. I haven't had much request for the Bahamas, but I do notice that Jamaica and Aruba and definitely Hawaii, they are not playing any games. They are super serious. And you're gonna go and you're gonna sit somewhere until we know that you're good, and then when you're good, we're gonna watch you. So that's definitely a safer destination, that I definitely push people towards. So as far as any other vacations that you have, is it just the Bahamas? Are you not going to specific destinations?
Well, we have opted out of personally. We didn't do any Mexico for ourselves because they're still necessarily not requiring tests for you to go. You just have to take your test to come back. We have clients that have gone to Mexico and had great experiences. So we're still selling Mexico, but personally, we haven't been to that destination. We're also kind of excited to see what Las Vegas is going to have going on for itself in the fall. They've been very careful with being open slower than a lot of places. We have a few clients that are thinking about Universal and the Disney family down there in Orlando. So they're planning to travel. And I just can't wait to cruise again. Like that to me is on our plate for next year, 2022. That's going to be great. What about you? Where are y'all trying to go? Alan, what's the place for next year?
Man, I want to go everywhere.
We're starting this year. We are going to go to Punta Cana in November
for our anniversary.
But next year we are looking to cruise. We are not vaccinated, and we are watching the vaccine situation before we decide if we're going to get vaccinated. So I'm just watching. I'm afraid of needles. So if I have to sacrifice my arm to the travel gods, I'm gonna do it at the last minute. If it's something that I have to do, then I'll do it at the last minute. But we are looking to cruise in August of 2022.
Yes.
We are on the sunrise with IntelliTravel for IntelliTravel Quest, the 22nd through the 27th, and we're going to Ocho Rios and Half Moon Key.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're super excited about that.
I want to see. I mean, if cruising, go ahead and open up, I would not mind going to Perfect Day at Coco Cay.
Right.
I really want to experience. I mean, ever since I heard about it, I want to actually kind of go and just experience that, and hopefully 2022, my anniversary, probably try to see by some Grand Cayman or something.
Oh,
that's nice.
Okay. And he never said that to me, so I'm like, okay.
that
was a surprise.
But I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm definitely game. I am just like everybody else. I'm ready to go. Being not traveling this past year is really like draining. It's like, taking something out of you. And so I'm definitely ready to get out there and travel again. But I'm also, I'm cautious as far as where we're going to go, the destinations. And I'm doing a lot of research. We were to go to Jamaica in July, but we canceled that. We did look at the advisories, and that was going to be our vacation where we were gonna be. We weren't working, right? That was our vacation, and there was 25 of us, and so we canceled because just the advisories, and it wasn't because we thought that it would be unsafe in Jamaica. It was a lot of protocol that they were expecting from you going there, and they changed it in the middle of our booking because we booked this in December and they changed it in April that you have to have a COVID test coming there. Something about when you get there, they're going to test you and you have to quarantine while you're being tested, and those tests, they have to pay for them. So the clients were not happy with it, and I wasn't happy with all of the hoops. So I just said, let's just cancel. Let's just do this another time, because if it was that big of a deal, then it's a concern. If you have to do all of those things, and obviously there's a big concern. So I felt like it wasn't worth that. So we're gonna go to Atlanta, for his birthday and stay domestic.
Okay. And domestic travel is definitely great. Like, I've seen some amazing destinations. So we've had some clients going to Scottsdale, Arizona, Utah, some really great getaways. I think that's something that we, as in the travel bug, even Alaska, like I'm really excited to have folks that are going out there as well. They've said that's been beautiful. The weather was great when they went because they picked a great time of year. And just being able to get back to nature. So I think from that perspective, I think we need to definitely encourage our people. Travel is our business as well, but be mindful of what's going on in the changes. Our big thing we were goal to do last year was a Mediterranean cruise. That was going to be our big thing. So I think, once you have the whole European Union opening up, I think the only country that's really open right now is Greece. And that was, maybe they announced it on Wednesday, based on their numbers. So I think from that perspective, we got to watch it. We don't want to jump the gun too early and then it all comes back and we're back doing everything on lockdown. Nobody wants that. We all want to be safe. But for us, last year was very challenging on the travel side. We had over $150,000 worth of bookings that were postponed, canceled, etc., of people who were supposed to travel in 2020. And one of the big things that I'm a continuous advocate for is travel protection, travel insurance, making sure not only do you have the medical, so in case something happens to you in destination, you're not having to come up with an arm and a leg to pay for your arm and a leg, but also now some destinations are requiring that you have to have up to $10,000 of trip delay incorporated into your travel insurance, so that if you do have to quarantine for 14 days, you don't have to pay for it. Your trip insurance can pay for it. So, we've talked about it, Alan and Lisa, from Travel Talk Friday days. I'm a huge advocate of trip protection. And I think right now it's to the point where people are not even pushing back on it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get that. Check that box.
Absolutely. I have a couple that gave pushback. Oh, because of COVID, they're giving refunds. No, I think no.
It's not how it works.
I've had a couple of them say that, but I told them, I'm like, okay, because of COVID, they're giving refunds. You say COVID and they're immediately not giving you any money, period. And like not only having travel protection, but letting them know what to say when they call, if they are insistent upon calling themselves, because I usually call for them. But if you're insistent upon calling yourself, don't say COVID. Say I had a bad hair day. Say anything, but not when you say COVID, you're taking the money right out of your hand. They are not giving it to you, and it's been a major deal. But it definitely has stopped the majority of the pushback, from having people to get the travel protection. But what I'm advocating for now is travel insurance, not just the supplier protection, because we use Allianz and they're amazing and they're inexpensive. And what's so crazy is it's insurance that's covering more, but it's way cheaper than the suppliers. Mm-hmm. Like way cheaper, like 50%. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm offering that, to our clients for that reason, because, I can't internalize being anything less than cautious right now. It's just too much going on. But I think going forward, I think that it'll be easier to make sure that people do get the travel protection. And I think going forward, it'll be a lot easier for people to see the advantage of us, see why we're here and what we actually offer, because there's so much that they just didn't know that we're able to tell them, and especially now.
I agree. And one of the reasons why our business model as entrepreneurs has been so successful is because protection is at the foundation of every one of our businesses. And something like travel insurance, trip protection, business insurance, life insurance, in protecting your investments, all of those things are at the foundation and the core of what we stand upon. And that's one of the biggest things we definitely advocate for with anyone is figuring out, when you decide, you just started your business, Alan, right? You have to think, what worst case scenario, what are you going to do to protect it? How are you going to protect the revenue? How are you going to protect the people who are your clients? And how are you going to protect yourself from being able to continuously support this business in good, bad, fast, slow times? So I think that's one of the main things that, you would definitely want to say is the key and foundation.
Absolutely. So we're gonna take a really quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about homework, and I have one more question.
Yay, great.
This show was sponsored in part by Houston's own multimedia mogul, Lisa the Boss Lady, motivational speaker, travel agent, sales consultant for Bye Bye Belly, Bedroom Candy, and Candy Coated Cosmetics, and coming soon, the co-host of the hot new talk show, Love and Entrepreneurship. If you're looking to start a business or you just need some inspiration, contact Lisa the Boss Lady. It's time to boss up in 2021. Follow her on Facebook and Instagram at Lisa the Boss Lady, or visit her website, LisaTheBossLady.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
And we are back. So one last question, because while I have you here to get all up in your business, I have to ask you one more question. One more question. So as far as what you guys have going on, as far as how the pandemic has affected it, with everything going on, is there anything that you would have done different previous to this situation?
I'll let you answer that one.
I have to think about that. I'm gonna hit it first.
I'll hit it first.
Hit it
Okay.
First. So I have to think about that.
What would I have done differently? Well, one of the things that we always encourage is an emergency fund, right? And if you listen to any type of podcast business, they talk about having 3 to 6 months set aside in case of an emergency. One thing that the pandemic has taught is that 3 to 6 months is not enough. You never know. There are a lot of people who, in some cases, they were able to get unemployment. And if that had not happened, I'm sure lots of people would have lost their homes. There people did lose their homes because unemployment wasn't enough for everybody. But that was kind of the major thing, is that we were very blessed to be in a position where we had more than 3 to 6 months set aside. We have a business model that doesn't necessarily rely upon face-to-face contact to continue. So in our industries, whether it's travel, financial services, health, people need health insurance, regardless of what's going on. So in taking a look at the businesses that you decide you want to have, and it's almost like the song, there's the New Edition record, Can You Stand the Rain? When things get rough, have you put yourself in a position to be able to push through? So I think one of the things that I'm glad we did is to make sure we did set aside that, but I would have done differently, is to make sure I told more people and made sure that I push that a lot, especially with my entrepreneurial business owner clients. You need to set it aside, and you don't necessarily have to buy things you don't need to impress people you don't like and who don't like you, by buying all these kind of things, because guess what? All those folks who bought those fancy cars or have those leases out there that they couldn't afford, where were they driving it to? So
Yeah.
I think being thrifty and making sure you continue to do so, that's one of the things I feel like I'm glad we did, and I would have encouraged telling more people to prepare for that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And I think my answer for that is going to be a little different from yours, because mine is going to stretch a little bit more on sanity with your partner. So I'm going to say what I did do and how I should have done it. When the pandemic hit, what I did do was say that we're just going to keep it moving. We're going to do exactly what we have been doing, the exact way we have been doing it, and nothing is going to change because we've been working from home regardless. And then they started the quarantine. You can't leave your house after a certain period of time. You're scared to travel. You're scared to do certain things. You're not seeing the people and going out. And then you start to realize how much it's actually affecting you. And what I should have did in that point was actively go out and try to assess what I can do with PJ inside the house and plan the things that's still possible. Because missing out on that was detrimental. I mean, like, things happen that shouldn't have happened. Maybe 1 or 2 fights because you're just cooped up the same time and trying to do everything together. And really and truly, this has taught us that you need to actually separate for a bit and be okay being inside a room by yourself, going out inside the car for a drive by yourself, and being okay having your time for yourself. So that's a big component of why it worked, because when I came back, or when I come over the room, whatever, when PJ does see me, whatever the case is, it's a new feeling. It's a good feeling. It's refreshing. As opposed to saying, why is this dude on the side of me every hour of the day? I am tired of looking in your brown eyes. Please go away.
You're fabulous, brown eyes.
And I feel like at some points, PJ looked at me that way. And that's when I realized, like, maybe we shouldn't be spending 23 hours or the 24 hours of the day together, So that was my little take.
Yeah.
So there was no quarantine, cabin fever type situation. No quarantine. I'm sick of you quarantine.
No. Because I mean, we're fortunate enough to have rooms where we don't not need to feel like we're in the same place. So it wasn't more of a cabin fever vibe. So I was able to go in my office. She stayed inside her office, whatever the case is. We come out. Hey, honey, you want some dinner? Whatever the case is, we cook together and keep it moving. And then I'm like, hey, this cooking together thing actually works. That's an activity we can do. Okay, let me write that down. Hey, we have a bunch of board games inside there. Hey, you have a free hour. Let's do something. Keep it going like that. And it just creates a new feeling every single time you find like, oh, we can do this, we can do this, we can, and that becomes an activity in itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
my wife can't be. My wife has said that we can't coexist in the kitchen together.
No, that's not gonna work.
That's not.
That's not gonna work out for us. But I definitely do think that it's great to find something, that you both can do and, be happy with it. And I definitely agree with you, PJ. What I would have done differently is tell more people as well, and tell people not 3 to 6 months, but a year. Tell people at least that at minimum, because this whole situation hit us all in the face, and it shouldn't have. It should not have, affected us this way, but because it did, we are more informed going forward. So I think that it's preparing us for, I don't think that for the worst. I think it's just preparing us, and we'll be able to go forward better and easier, after this. So we are at the homework portion. Homework. Are you guys willing to do homework?
We love homework.
I do homework, but I do it.
I thought you love homework. So the homework for Love and Entrepreneurship this week is actually actively plan a time where you and Bay will sit down and plan a vacation. So that's your homework. Your homework is to schedule a long time to schedule a vacation. So I'm asking you to schedule a time to schedule something. So
time to schedule something.
Yes, just to make sure that it's actually something you do. Because some people are those type of people that I have to, if it's on my planner, then I'm going to check it off my little to-do list, So if you have to do that, then schedule a time for you to actually schedule a vacation and post your ideas on the Love and Entrepreneurship Facebook page, because we are nosy and we like to steal.
As Lil Scrappy say, we want to get in your biz naive.
Want to be in your biz naive. So we want to steal. We like vacations. One big thing about me being a travel booker, it's horrible, but I'm booking travel for other people, and I'm looking like, hey, wait a minute. I want to go out. Let me see how this is going to cost. When we go.
No lie. She actually did a booking for a client. And when I seen what it was, I was like, I want to go.
Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute. I want to go. So a lot of times we're going, the places that we're going, it's because I've booked it for somebody else. And I saw what it looked like. Like, we're going in November, we're going to Ocean Blue and Sand. I just looked at it and I was like, I want it. I want that. It's so pretty. Give it to me. And leaving the country, we haven't, he just got, he got his passport again for a long, long time. And we haven't even been able to go anywhere. Like, he got his passport in December. So it's like, we haven't been able to go anywhere. So I'm looking forward to that. So we're going to do the homework. We are going to schedule a time where we can sit down and plan a vacation because, Jamaica got canceled. So
we got to do something.
We have to do that. We gotta replace Jamaica.
Definitely. You know what?
No.
I got an idea.
No. So I already know where he's going with that. Mm-hmm. So the 2 weeks that you guys have in the Bahamas, is that completely vacation?
Is it completely vacation? No.
I don't think we can take 2 weeks out to do anything.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, that's a long time.
And the thing about it, what's so funny is because I said adamantly that I only wanted to spend 7 days, and on this call, I'm finding out that it's 2 weeks. Very interesting to me.
Who knew? Mm-hmm. But I think when it comes to that, we still have a lot of clients. I lived in the Bahamas for 16 years. He's from the Bahamas. We're from the Bahamas.
Hence the accent.
Yes. And so we do have clients there that have been just salivating to meet with us, see us, plan activities to get their businesses going. So we would be remiss if we were to go all the way there and not have those conversations to assist and facilitate in person, as well as it's sometimes when you do take those quick trips, you don't take advantage of going multiple places. So I wanted to definitely try our best to get to Exuma, to see those swimming pigs, to chill out for a couple of days, maybe go to Sandals, and then heading to Eleuthera, where my family is from, to be able to see that pink sand and, just chill out a little bit. So it's away from Nassau, which is where we will be spending part of the time.
Which is actually a great point, because a lot of people who travel to the Bahamas think that the whole Bahamas is just Nassau, which is the most densely populated island in the Bahamas. They don't realize that it's about 700
islands.
700 islands and keys in the Bahamas that make up the Bahamas. There are completely uninhabited islands, and there's lowly populated islands inside the Bahamas that you could travel to that absolutely no way experienced COVID in the least. Not one single case. Nothing.
We love the Bahamas.
I'm not gonna lie, that I have said that I wanted to travel to the Bahamas with PJ.
Right.
Because that's something that I knew, and for somebody that has lived there, and really to get the full experience.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Y'all, we could talk about the Bahamas forever.
Oh man,
that's a whole hour and conversation.
Right. I mean, just think, I proposed in the Bahamas. We went to
the Bahamas.
Yeah, we was in the Bahamas.
We were in St. Kitts.
We was close.
Close enough.
Not
They don't get blue waters alike.
Hey. But we've been to the Bahamas a few times. I've loved it, enjoyed it. I think, man, we
went to 3 different ports. So I do realize that it's more than just Nassau, and we definitely would, do, like you said, take the time to go to different islands. But like I said, that is a whole other hour, because we are obsessed. We love the Bahamas, but we definitely loved having you guys on the show. We did learn a few things. We always learn from everybody that comes on, so we did learn a few things, and I'm super excited for what you have coming up. Definitely keep me posted, and hopefully you guys will come back and visit us and tell us what's going on in your world, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be some different stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for having us. This has been awesome, and perhaps in 2022 we'll be having some type of island retreat where you'll be able to go off and learn about business with us in our hometown.
That's great.
Absolutely.
I am actually game for that.
I'm game for that. Definitely game for that. So definitely keep us posted on that, and have a happy Sunday, and don't forget your homework.
You do the same. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
This show is sponsored in part by Sweet Bella's Adult Candy and Treats, custom-made popcorn, gummies, lollipops, and other treats infused with genuine premium wine and spirit. Also offering fun-flavored vodka and tequila. Sweet Bella's Adult Candy and Treats uses only top-shelf liquor and quality wine. For more information, follow Sweet Bella's Adult Candy and Treats today on Facebook, Instagram, or Etsy, or place an order at sweetbellastreats@gmail.com. That's Sweet Bella's Treats with a Z @gmail.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.